Hey guys, I'm Kevin,
I'm Jake.
and this is Movie Matters. We're doing The Killer today, 1989, John Woo, Chow Yun-fat. This movie fucking rocks. I loved this movie. I thought it was awesome. What'd you think, Jake?
Yeah, this is a really good one. I'm glad we watched it. It almost got cut because we didn't want to do two John Woo movies in
I know.
like Asian Cinema Month, but I'm glad we did because both of them were really good. Really
Yeah.
good.
I'd argue this is way better than A Better Tomorrow. Even though A Better Tomorrow was good, this is way better.
Yeah, I mean, like the I was thinking about it before we hopped on, and like this movie has a similar formula to A Better Tomorrow, like in terms of like its pacing and like how he kind of structures it, but it's like way more captivating in my opinion.
Oh yeah, the action in this movie is incredible. I'm telling you, if you like these movies, you got to watch Hard Boiled. It's so good. And what's funny is, from A Better Tomorrow, I watched the movie in the English dub, but you watched it with subtitles, correct?
No, I watched A Better Tomorrow in English.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because this movie I switched and I watched it in what Mandarin? Is it Mandarin technically?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, or Cantonese?
I don't know.
I don't either. Either way, watched it with subtitles, but you watched it the English dub on this one, right?
Yes.
Okay.
It was, the voice acting was much better than A Better Tomorrow, so it was good. It didn't take me out of it.
Yeah, the movie initially started. I got right now on Amazon. It's $5, which is super cheap. Obviously, that's through streaming. You can buy it. It auto played with the English dub, and I agree. It didn't sound bad at all. Yeah, I mean, I love so much about this movie. It's definitely one of the better movies we've watched recently, I'd say. Like it's high up there in terms of its ranking, in my opinion.
Yeah.
John Woo is a big Martin Scorsese fan. He dedicated this movie to Martin Scorsese, which is pretty
That's cool.
Yeah. He's very influenced by a lot of like Western movies, a lot of American movies too. And when I say Western, I mean like cowboy, like, 1800s movies. But yeah, the religious aspect of this movie was inspired by Mean Streets. He wanted the imagery of God to be like welcoming, no matter if the character is good or bad. Everyone is welcome, and that's what I like about this movie. Like thinking about it while I was watching it, I was like, this movie, like A Better Tomorrow, they're anti-hero movies. Like the main character is a killer. He's a hitman, and you love him in this movie. Just obviously, all the same to A Better Tomorrow with the gangsters in that. But he loves playing that line of good versus evil. A cop versus robber situation, if you will. And the movie that kept coming to mind for me for this movie that like I was like has a very similar tone ish was Heat. As Heat obviously is about bank robbers, but like it's about a guy
The
who's
dynamic between the
dynamic between Pacino and De Niro, the cop and the robber, and that was the same kind of dynamic in this movie. There's also a scene where Chow Yun-fat's character is like standing underneath this like dock almost, and it's very like blue. And that just literally, I just was taken right to Heat with De Niro in his like condo that overlooks the ocean, that like bluish gray tone to it. And obviously, this movie came out in '89. Heat came out in '95. So, like, I don't know if Heat was inspired by this, but I see a lot of similarities, at least because Heat is like my favorite movie of all time. Like that's like pretty much number one for me. Which is hard to say coming from a movie fanatic, which one is number one. But it definitely reminds me a lot about it with that dynamic of the characters and the good versus evil, but that fine line of like, you like this bad guy and you want to see him survive. And I really like that dynamic in movies. It really adds to the stakes, really adds to character development, really makes you care for the characters, which is huge for me on movies. I just recently saw The Running Man, the remake. Did you see it yet? Or are you going to wait?
I was going to wait to see what you said.
I have not told you, right? What I think of it? I thought it was terrible.
Okay, I'm not
Like-
surprised.
I would argue I love Glenn Powell. I think he's going to be a great movie star. However, he was a little try-hard in this movie. He was great. The movie was all over the place. It like didn't know what to do, and there were parts where I went and saw it with my fiance, and there were parts where we looked over at each other and we were like, "What is happening right now? Like this is bad." And the movie ended, and we had just watched the original Running Man, and she was like, "That movie kind of sucked," but I was like, I think it's super cool." And at the end of this remake, she said the old one was better.
Yeah.
I was like, wow. I was impressed.
we watched the original, what, like a year ago maybe or something?
Maybe
Or
recently,
maybe earlier
yeah.
this year.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, like, no, it's not that great of a movie,
No.
but it has that charm factor, that makes it fun and like somewhat enjoyable to watch. So like, yeah, and like, I feel like a lot of movies today are lacking like that something that at least makes you want to watch the whole movie,
Yes.
And it's
Absolutely.
like, yeah, I don't know if it's just so, like, I don't know. I mean, I feel like filmmaking has kind of become like soulless in like the past like 20 years.
Yeah.
It was getting like worse and worse.
And I think streaming didn't help with that.
Yeah, and like I think there's some exceptions to that, but like for the most part, it's just, let's make a movie that all of China's gonna watch, so we make $10 billion.
It's all about money, for sure.
Yeah.
But what's crazy is Running Man was made on like $110 million budget, which is insane. It was way too long. I mean, obviously we're not here to talk about that movie, but it's just like the reason I bring that up is like a movie like this. I want a movie, and I mentioned in a couple episodes ago or recently that I like when a movie just like grabs a hold of me and like hooks me in and gets me invested in the characters and has stakes. And we talk about that all the time. The stakes of a movie, the emotional stakes, the characters. This movie has that. And when I say this movie, I mean The Killer.
Yeah. Well, and like, so I think the way it makes you care about Chow Yun-fat's character is Ah Zhang.
So what's funny is, not to sidetrack you from this, his name in the movie is Ah Zhang, but the subtitles say he's Jeff or Jeffrey.
Yes, yeah,
which is really funny.
In the English dub, they call him Jeff too.
Yeah.
So I'll just call him Jeff.
My name is Jeff.
My name is Jeff. So yeah, Jeff. The movie kind of starts with him just like wasting like 30 dudes like in a room.
Yeah.
Like it's nothing. And then obviously, he gets shot, I think twice by
In the
one of the
back.
henchmen, and misfires in front of Jenny's face and like, causes her to go blind. And like the real thing that gets you interested isn't that he just like, wrecked all these people, but that he actually starts trying to save Jenny.
Yes.
Which is a really cool hook, and like drags you straight into the premise, which is kind of like a weird love story.
Yeah.
That like
it's interesting.
he, feels bad for her because it's obviously his fault that she's blind now.
He's a killer
then kind of
with like,
a heart of gold.
yes.
But yeah, I mean, it's a super interesting premise, and like, you know, they, I think he does a good job of that not being the only instance either. And like later in the
Yes.
movie, he saves that little girl, you know, which like, in case you were wondering if Jenny was a fluke, you know, just because she's like a good looking singer or something.
Yeah.
He goes out of his way, makes his life way harder, you know, to save this little girl that gets caught in the crossfire of a, you know, deal gone wrong, I guess.
No, that's when they're coming to kill him after the job.
Yeah, right. Betraying him,
Yeah.
basically, yeah. And being chased by the police, you know, his like risk of getting caught is extremely high, and yet he still, you know, tries to save this girl's life. So it confirms for you that like he is actually not like, you know, like an absolutely horrible person. Which the one thing that I'll add in there is like those two moments of his like humanity showing through are like bifurcated by the assassination of, I think it's Wang, where he shoots him square in the forehead and then like 4 more times, like overkilling the shit out of the guy.
Yes.
And then just like speeds off like it's nothing.
Yeah, dude.
And then that's what leads to the little girl, the segment with the little girl.
Yeah.
But yeah, like absolutely like brutal like hit on this guy. And then he goes and,
it's like,
and
yo,
saves
the
this
dude's
little
dead.
girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The dude's dead.
Yeah,
Shoots
like
him like
100% on the first shot. The guy was dead.
continues to shoot at him. Like, let me just get some insurance shots just in
Yeah.
case this one through the brain didn't do anything. But what's cool is that also leads into the next, like, hook, if you will, with the cop, Inspector Lee,
Yeah.
where he becomes obsessed. He's like, well, why is this guy doing this? And that helps lead to the majority of the rest of the story, which is really cool, and it's really well set up. It's so simple. It's such a simple hook if you think about it. Like, again, the
Right.
killer with the heart of gold, and the cop that's just like intrigued and like wants to be him almost,
Yeah.
and is obsessed with him, and but like ends up befriending him, which is honestly awesome. Like,
Yeah. And like Inspector Lee is the other main character in the movie.
yeah, who's always wearing like almost like a sea sucker suit,
Yeah.
or is it seersucker? Or
Seer.
Seer.
Yeah. But
I don't know
he's
these
almost yeah. But he's kind of an imperfect character too.
Yes, and I love
which
his
is-
introduction.
Yeah, super interesting. Like you see him in like the arms deal, like undercover.
Yeah,
Which, you know, goes bad, obviously. You know, everybody gets wasted except one guy, so he chases after him onto a crowded bus. The guy takes a hostage, and he kind of like hip fires, you know, and kills the
does
guy.
not hesitate whatsoever,
Yeah.
and just wrecks the dude.
Yeah, and then the hostage ends up dying of a heart attack.
Pretty
And
interesting.
he's kind of reamed out by his superiors, which is a really interesting scene. Because he kind of throws it right back at him. It's like, how the fuck am I supposed to know that she's, you know, got a heart condition or whatever? And like,
Yeah.
you know, he's clearly like not exactly by the book, you know, but he's
Yeah, he
trying
rides
to
the
be
line.
the hero, you know. So like, it's forgivable, but like you're a little like, you're not supposed to feel like he's the like 100% always in the right good guy necessarily, you know.
Yeah, and that's
which
what
opens
makes
the door, you know, for the rest of the movie basically.
yes, it justifies the friendship between him and,
Right.
and Jeff. You
Yeah,
know,
exactly.
So it's good. It's good writing, and John Woo wrote this movie.
Yes.
Yeah, I think he did an awesome job. So the violence in this movie is there's a lot. It's very
a lot. Yeah.
very very violent. That's I mean, A Better Tomorrow has a lot of violence. This movie amplifies it
way more.
by 10 at least.
Yeah.
Hard Boiled does the same thing. There's a lot of violence in it, a lot of awesome violence. It's very similar to this John Woo gun fu style violence of everyone has unlimited ammo and it's just fucking people up.
Everybody dual wields pistols.
Yes. Yes. So I read there's a couple really good facts that I read trivia wise on this. So all the guns in the movie are 100% real. Pretty crazy.
Yeah,
And
I looked that up too because I was.
oh,
like,
really?
Yeah, I went to whatever it is, like movie firearm database or whatever, because I wanted to like read through all like what they use in the movie.
Yeah.
I read that they only had access to one real Beretta, so in like the close-up shots, it's like a real Beretta 92. But most of like the faraway shots are like a Taurus replica or something like
okay.
that. But yeah, they
Interesting.
are all real.
Yeah. And so Hong Kong had very strict gun laws. They had to specifically be imported, and their use on set was closely monitored. The gunfights in the streets of Hong Kong drew complaints from residents. So John Woo kind of
There's
filmed
a lot of shooting.
John Woo filmed this like kind of guerrilla style, and like didn't even tell certain people that shit was happening. Like many local police officers are John Woo fans, and they usually let him keep filming. They're like, "Oh, it's fine, like no big deal." And the shootout on the tram, the one we were just talking about, with Inspector Lee shooting that bad guy, caused chaos in the Causeway Bay district. People thought a real robbery was going on. We had to talk to the police's superintendent himself before he was allowed to resume filming. Pretty crazy.
That's funny.
And I don't know if I read this in our last review, because I was just like, hey, we're doing this movie, we're doing The Killer. Did I read this, or did I read this to you after we stopped the cameras? With all the action sequence in this movie are improvised.
Yeah, we did talk about that a little bit, but no, I can't remember if we actually talked about it in the episode.
I know, I can't either. So for those who hadn't watched that episode, or if we didn't say it, we're saying it now. John Woo improvised all the fucking action sequences on set with the actors, stuntman, and stunt director. He never used any storyboards, partly to prevent his ideas from being stolen, and partly because he prefers to work as an artist like a painter, where he's just like, fuck it, we'll see how it goes and how it turns out. He's like, I want my mood to take me in the right direction. Like, he would change things at the last minute. Like, it's just crazy. Like, a lot of it's improvised, like dialogue-wise even. And the action in this movie is so awesome and so well done. The choreography is really cool. However,
Well, it's really pretty fluid and natural too, which I think is evident that evident of like that improvisation, like more moment by moment, kind of directorial style.
yeah.
Which is pretty cool.
Yeah, and I mean, you can kind of tell some of it's improv. I mean, like, they're like dodging bullets, kind of, and like rolling around on the ground, which is a little kind of over the top.
I was gonna say in the final church shootout,
Yeah.
the God, what's the main bad guy's name?
I blank on his name too.
Is it Paul or Wong?
I think it's Wong.
It's Wong, the other Wong. But like you see him in one scene where I think it's Jeff, like jumps backward like over like Pew and shoots him like 30 times, and he's like reacting to it too. And then the next scene he's totally fine.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I remember seeing that. I was like, and I thought to myself, I was like, oh, did he just get the main bad guy? Like,
Yeah.
nice. And then
It's
he's
like,
just
no.
like, he's like on the ground, but like, totally
Retcon
fine.
didn't happen.
Yeah, pretty crazy.
But I mean, it's like, whatever. Like, it's
I mean, they all get
wild, crazy
he gets
action
shot in the
movie.
back twice and is not paralyzed. So
Yeah.
we can suspend some disbelief for this action movie. I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
I'm okay with it. Like some of the scenes are hilarious in this movie, and I don't think they're meant to be. But like, for example, when Jeff and Sydney's friendship is kind of like the first heart friendship of the movie, and then it turns into Jeff and Inspector Lee and their budding friendship. But like when so Sydney's like this ex-killer that was badass and like has a fucked up hand, and Jeff tosses him a beer and he like misses it. He's like, "Hey, catch,"
Yeah.
and then Jeff like grabs the beer and opens it and it like sprays all over him.
Yeah.
I love that scene. I thought that was just hilarious, and just like they just like it's just a badass scene. It's just guys being dudes.
Yeah.
And it's so
like
funny.
That's all I could think about in this movie was like, this is like bros being dudes and guys being bros. Like it's got two different bromances. It's a really a dude's movie.
Yeah, definitely a male centric film for sure.
I mean, a Better Tomorrow was a bit of a like bromance movie too.
Oh, absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
yeah, very very similar vibes.
Oh yeah. I didn't look up too many. I didn't really look at reviews this time on Letterboxd. I'll have to see if I can maybe find one real quick as we're going through it. Like this one, love may be blind, but bromance has 20/20 vision. It's pretty
Yes.
good, very fitting. But I love the whole dynamic between, again, like I said, the Jeff and the cop, Inspector Lee, and how they call each other Dumbo and Mickey Mouse, which apparently it was dickhead and asshole is what it was really supposed to be. But I think the translation, so it really depends on the movie stream, the VHS, the DVD, Blu-ray, how the dub is or how the translation is. And that's what I read is like sometimes it's Donald Duck, like I said, dickhead or asshole, Mickey Mouse, Dumbo. Like there's some that's lost in translation a little bit, but it's basically like that. And I like that dynamic. It's a fun movie, and like I get the dynamic between them's great. The like Mexican standoff that they have, where they're in the apartment
like
with the guns.
50
is-
Mexican standoffs in this movie. Like,
Yes.
but I mean, it's part of that, like, I don't know what you want to call it, like hyper realistic or like hyper violent, kind of like feel of the movie. Where like everybody is pointing guns at each other's heads like all the time in this movie, and like
Yeah.
and nobody
Finger on the
flinches.
trigger. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Just wild.
Very poor gun safety exhibited throughout the entire movie.
Yeah, I mean the empty gun trick with Sydney, where Sydney goes to double cross him, and like takes the gun and points it at him, and like it's empty. Like that whole scene's awesome. And like they do a good job of like, is Sydney double crossing him all the time? Is he gonna be his friend and comes back? And like you also don't know if he's ever gonna live or die. Like there's a lot of good stakes in that, where there's like the one scene where Sydney goes to Wong and is like, I need to get the money for Jeff, and I'm not leaving until I get it, and like goes up against like 30 guys and like fucks up like half of them, and like you think like, how the fuck does he get out of that alive? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I was blown away, but I was like, how is this happening? How is he still alive?
And that's another parallel with A Better Tomorrow, where he takes, like the most important guy hostage and basically walks out of the building, and then drives away. But yeah, that was a really good scene. And like the fight like that whole fight is just crazy. It's extremely well done, and
Yeah.
then really really ratchets the tension up as it intercuts between that and Jeff and Lee kind of like becoming friends, as like Sydney's getting the absolute shit kicked out of him,
Dude, yeah, like the
So
stick on the
it's
head.
an interesting contrast, between the two.
Yeah, agreed. The airport bait and switch scene is awesome, where Jenny's trying to like kind of. There's like a sting to get Jeff, his character, arrested, and Jenny like basically is like, hey, this is a setup, and Sydney, like a true G, goes in and sacrifices himself in a sense of like, I'm gonna get arrested and I'm just drunk. That part was super sick. Then like the hit squad comes after Sydney. Like that, the car chase scene is in the parking garage is awesome. And Randy, the other Wong,
Yeah.
the partner of Lee, his character is awesome. He's in a couple of movies, American movies. He's in like one of the Rush Hours. I think he's in the Rush Hour 2.
Okay.
But he's great in it. He gets fucked up and then he's chasing them on the drive and gives away the address basically for Jeff's character where he's hiding with Jenny.
Yeah.
And then it's like a double ambush that it leads
Yeah.
to. It's like he's going to ambush Jeff, Inspector Lee, and then the like hit squad of Wong all come and try to fuck him up. And like that whole scene is awesome. Yeah, and just then the whole I mean we were watching the trailer to this and it gave away like everything. Like
Everything. Yeah.
I didn't I had no idea that Lee and Jeff were going to be friends. I had no idea that was going to happen.
No.
And the trailer gives that away. So don't watch the trailer before you watch the movie, even though
Yeah.
we show some of it.
And we already spoiled the whole movie, but
Well, yeah. Fair enough. We always spoil the movie. So it doesn't even fucking matter.
yeah.
Hopefully you watch the movie. I
Yeah,
know
if
some
you
of you
haven't
don't.
watched the movie yet, you might as well.
Yeah. But it's just like, in this whole movie, I'm just like, there's guns everywhere. Like, how are there so many fucking guns? And just thinking back on how all of them are real, that's crazy. And yeah, the ending shootout's awesome in the church, like you said. So while filming the shootout at the beach house, 20,000 rounds of ammunition were fired. While filming the final shootout at the church, 40,000 rounds of ammunition were fired.
It's so ridiculous.
Guess the body count. How many people have died in this movie?
Oh God.
It's not.
It's
like,
got to be like
It's not a
150.
crazy. You're pretty close. It's 120.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like it's
That's-
definitely over 100.
Yeah. Let me just see something for reference here.
Yeah, I mean, like between the ambush scene and the church scene alone, it's probably like 70 people.
So, I just Googled it because Commando, the body count for Commando,
Yeah.
81. This is almost
Really?
double.
Wow.
Yeah. First Blood. I thought First Blood Part 2 had a high body count.
Yeah. First Blood Part 2 had like might have been upwards of 200 if I'm remembering.
It says 85,
Really? I feel like it's got to be more
but
than that.
I think it's 200 because it says John Rambo. I mean, this is just a quick Google. John Rambo has 129. And then but it says total film body count 85. So
No,
I don't know.
I would there could be an additional 85 on top of Rambo's 120 something like.
I love this. Like, till the body count increased an average of 2,323% from First Blood to Rambo 4. But Rambo's kills with shirt off decreased staggeringly. That's
That's
funny.
Rambo. The
The like 2008 one.
Yeah, that movie I believe still holds the record for most kills per minute. Though I don't know if that translates to highest body count of all time.
236. Oh my god. It's crazy. And 120 is still insane. Um, I mean, to have that many people on your payroll, as a gangster is kind of outrageous. um, yeah, I mean, it's a super fun movie, hyper violent. I mean, it's like, is this a movie you take seriously, or do you not take it seriously?
I don't know. I mean, like it's, I don't like the. This is like a genuine good movie.
Yeah,
So like, but it does have a little bit of that like charm factor. Like it's a little goofy. It's a little
the
like,
Roadhouse factor,
yeah, the Roadhouse factor.
Roadhouse effect. I forget what
The
we said.
Roadhouse
It was.
effect is better.
Yeah,
But like like it's so like ridiculous,
yeah.
but it's still a good movie.
Yeah, I mean, the
So, like-
cinematography in this movie is awesome. The
Yeah.
soundtrack is great. I mean, the harmonica is very supposedly reminiscent of Once Upon a Time in America, which we did
Okay.
on this podcast because he's a big fan of Ennio Morricone and his scores. And again, he's a big Western fan. So it's a very stylized movie. And it's a very.
Yes.
It's like he almost created this hyper violent Hong Kong action cinema like subgenre, if you will, from John Woo.
Like I think we talked about this with Better Tomorrow. If I'm remembering right, I can't remember, or it was Police Story, but like, if you look at a movie that's very similar in like violence and like narrative tone, like Commando, where it's just like a bloodbath movie. It's hyper violent. It's got like all the hallmarks of 80s action,
Yeah.
which this movie does, but there's that like added art that like Wu is bringing to it with, like you mentioned, the cinematography. The writing is like a few notches above, a lot of 80s action movies. So like, yeah, I don't know. I think this movie is worth taking seriously.
I would agree.
and,
I would agree.
Like very seriously.
Yeah. He brings
you know.
that woo woo.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a fun movie. I wouldn't say it's like Roadhouse by any means and like goofy
No.
or like a dark comedy like Police Story or anything like that. This movie is just, yeah, I'd say it's serious, and I would take it serious, and it's fun. It's just a fun. It's a bros movie. It's really
Yeah.
a guy's movie, to be honest, and it's
Well, like,
it's
I feel
entertaining
like,
as all hell.
If we had been able to understand the either Mandarin or Cantonese like natively, it might be an even more seriously toned movie,
Fair enough.
Like
yeah.
I think there's definitely things that are lost in translation, and that are like a little not necessarily aligned with what Wu, was trying to convey at times. Like the Mickey Mouse and Dumbo example is a good one, I think.
Oh yeah. Just trying to see if it'll tell me what it is.
I think it's Mandarin.
It says Cantonese on Wikipedia.
Okay. I think Mandarin is North China then. Cantonese is South China.
So what's crazy is also I read that the movie didn't do super well. It did well in Taiwan, but it didn't really do well in Hong Kong because because of the Tiananmen Square massacre,
Oh, no shit.
which is pretty interesting. But it gained fame after, so pretty crazy. Yeah, I mean, it got good reviews. I mean, it's a great movie. I love John Woo movies. I need to watch more of them. I do want to watch the sequel again. Talked about this in fucking every episode this this month. Got to watch the sequels. So maybe
Yeah.
we'll have a sequels month soon. But next month we're doing.
This is a standalone movie, though, right? There's no
Yes.
sequel to this.
Yeah, there's no sequel. There's no sequel. They were going to potentially make a remake or an English version and like an American version, but nothing has ever come to fruition.
Well, there's like 7 movies called The Killer.
Yeah, and what's funny is you sent me that picture. You were like, "Hey, is this the right one?" Because it says 2024, and I think that's when it was released on Prime Video.
Oh, okay.
Because obviously
Yeah.
this movie was released in 1989, or what it came out in '89, and I saw that too, and I was like, let me just check the like info on this and see if it says directed by John Woo, and I checked that and it did. And because I thought the same thing, because there is a killer that came out in the killer that came out in 2024. I think there's like 2 that came out. There was one that was actually directly on Amazon, if I'm not mistaken.
So the Killer from 2024 is directed by John Woo and is a remake of the 1989 The Killer.
Oh shit! What the fuck? It's on Peacock.
Yeah.
It's a Peacock film.
I'd be interested in watching that.
It's got a terrible rating on IMDb. 5.7 is not good. And it's gender swapped. So the killer is now female.
Oh. All right, that's all I need to know.
There's
Look,
also the killer that came out in
ladies.
2023.
Ladies can be action stars too,
Oh, 100%. We've talked about it before.
but don't do gender swaps just for the fuck of doing gender swaps, please.
Yeah, and being that it has a 5.7 out of 10 on IMDb, it's probably not worthwhile.
No, yeah.
There was the killer from David Fincher that came on Netflix that I fucking hated.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I came across that one, when I was searching, and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
David Fincher. Like, I'll have to mark that one for later. But I guess not.
Some people like it. If you want to read my review on Letterboxd, go check it out. I wrote a review on it. Yeah, not fun, but we should have hopefully. Speaking of fun, we should hopefully have a fun month next month with movies that are supposedly bad and have had a bad rap in the '80s. What are we starting with? Let's give the whole list.
Yeah, so next up is Ishtar, which I've
Never
heard
seen it.
is... It's like a really epic movie, but like got no like renown whatsoever. So I'm interested to see if it's like good or shitty. I'll try and find before or after we watch the movie. I'll find like the rationales for why I put all these on the
Cool.
list too, and we can talk about that. After Ishtar is
Oh.
Howard the Duck, which I'm like
Hold on.
super excited for.
Ishtar has a 4.7 out of 10 on IMDb.
So supposedly it doesn't deserve it. That's what I had seen.
Okay. Could be ridiculous. Okay, yeah, Howard the Duck
Yeah.
I've never seen.
No. Then Heaven's Gate. which is a
Which
Western.
I've heard about Heaven's Gate a lot, being in film school, and it supposedly was pretty good, but I think it like didn't make any money or something.
Yeah,
I
it was like
forget.
a massive flop.
Yeah.
After Heaven's Gate is Mommy Dearest. And then Things, which is a horror movie.
Not the sequel to The Thing.
Has nothing to do with John Carpenter's The
Never
Thing.
even heard of Things.
Me neither, but it was on a list of bad 80s movies, so I think like this will kind of be a mix of so bad that you gotta love it, and some like movies that don't necessarily deserve the
bad rap.
bad status.
Yeah. So we'll see. That should be a fun month. We haven't done a theme like that before.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Things is it has a 2.9 out of 10 on IMDb.
That'll probably be the lowest rated movie we've ever watched, right?
Oh my god. I don't even like the pictures, dude. Whoa. All right. I guess I'm glad that's the last movie of the year.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But then we're going
Okay.
to talk about our favorite movies of the year, so
Yes.
it'll balance out.
But the last movie of the year might be the worst movie of the whole year. So
Yeah.
we'll see. We might end that on a strong note. We'll see. But yeah, should be fun. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. We loved the movie. Go watch it if you haven't already, or don't, because we just spoiled all of it as we usually do.
No,
Yeah,
you should watch this even though you know it happens.
100%. If you guys have seen the movies that we just mentioned, the bad movies that could be good potentially, and you have some thoughts on them, but don't spoil it, let us know in the comments, and we'll let you know in our video review of it starting next month. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you next time.
Yep, see ya.